And we welcome you live to the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City for today's broadcast of NJCU baseball here in Gothic Vision. Today, the Gothic Knights look for win number 17 as they take on the Bears of St. Joseph's College, Brooklyn. Let's introduce today's lineups to the crowd here at the Garrity Complex. Good afternoon and welcome to the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex for today's non-conference NCAA baseball game, featuring the Bears of St. Joseph's College, Brooklyn, and your Gothic Knights of New Jersey City University. Your umpires for today's game are Nick Thule and Todd Walker. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Bears of St. Joseph's College. Leading off and playing second base, a junior from Staten Island, New York, number 6, Adam Schwartz. Batting second and playing right field, a sophomore from the Bronx, New York, number 20, Kevin Reyes. Batting third and playing third base, a junior from Patchogue, New York, number 29, Anthony Palermo. The cleanup hitter and catcher, a freshman from Franklin Square, New York, number 18, Michael Ryan. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, a sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, number 12, Michael Gonzalez. Batting sixth and playing center field, a freshman from Port Jefferson Station, New York, number 27, Kyle McLaughlin. Batting seventh, and the shortstop, a sophomore from Broad Channel, New York, number 3, Matthew Truden. Batting eighth and playing first base, a sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, number 25, Joseph Langen. In left field and batting ninth, a sophomore from Brooklyn, New York, number 5, Paul Pellegrino. And pitching today for the Bears, a sophomore right-hander from Brooklyn, New York, number 30, Andrew Waters. The head coach for St. Joseph's is Peter Blumenauer. Assistant coaches are Matt Nailbound and Mike Separano. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Gothic Knights of New Jersey City University, entering today's game with a record of 16-11 on the season. Leading off, the designated hitter, a senior from Old Bridge, New Jersey, number 21, Mike Ramirez. Batting second, the shortstop, a junior from Helmetta, New Jersey, number 7, Nick Legato. Batting third and playing right field, a sophomore from Perth Amboy, New Jersey, number 13, Juan Pena. The cleanup hitter and first baseman, a senior from Middlesex, New Jersey, number 14, Dan Berardi. Batting fifth and playing second base, a junior from Hazlet, New Jersey, number 27, Tom Pulsini. Batting sixth and playing left field, a sophomore from Point Pleasant, New Jersey, number 33, Bill Feehan. Batting seventh at third base, a junior from Toms River, New Jersey, number 29, Matt Corsi. Catching and batting eighth, a junior from Jersey City, New Jersey, number 25, Mike Albunya. In center field and batting ninth, a junior from Nutley, New Jersey, number 2, Jesse Kraft. And on the mound today for the Gothic Knights, a junior right-hander from North Brunswick, New Jersey, number 4, Nate Facey. The head coach for the Gothic Knights in his 7th season is Jerry Smith. Assistant coaches are Nick Cesare, Andrew Otterberg, and Raj Subramanian. Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your caps and join both schools as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And that's our lineups for today's game between the Gothic Knights and St. Joe's. NJCU seeking its 17th win of the year. They come in at 16-11, 5-5 in the NJAC. St. Joe's has struggled. They are 3-23 overall, 1-9 in the Skyline. They are 0-15 away from home, including 0-14 in away games this year. They've played one neutral site contest. The Gothic Knights getting ever so closer to the all-time single-season wins record. They came pretty close last year, but they lost 4 games because of the weather. Right now, they're on pace to actually play 40 games, despite some of the tricky weather early on. They've only won 19 as the all-time record, not because the program hasn't had good players, but it's a product of the league that they've played in. Over the years, the Gothic Knights have won 19 games 4 times. A win today would put them to 17 with 12 games remaining. And some big games coming up in the conference this week against Montclair State. Tomorrow at home, Friday in Montclair, and then at home against nationally ranked TCNJ on Saturday. So an important baseball to be played. But first, a non-conference makeup. This game originally scheduled to be on the road back in March. Poor weather had other plans, and then it was rescheduled as an away game, and then eventually moved here to Jersey City. I will be with you until roughly 5 p.m. when Phil Nagley, who's his official scorer, my assistant, will take over the broadcast. We were supposed to be away originally. I have a Board of Education meeting in Howell Township, New Jersey, and we're voting on the school's calendar, and it's a pretty hot-button topic, so I kind of need to be there for that prior commitment. So we'll bring you the first probably 4 or 5 innings. I think we'll probably get through by 5 p.m., and then Phil will take us through the end of the broadcast. And we'll see if the Gothic Knights can get to win number 17. Apologize for if I sound a little congested. I am. I played 90 minutes of soccer on Sunday in the terrible cold and wind and rain, and then I coached a game for an hour. So struggling a little bit, but this change in weather hopefully is behind us, and hopefully we have beautiful weather to come. So you heard today's starting lineups, and for St. Joe's, it'll be Adam Schwartz leading off. Schwartz, a junior out of Staten Island, New York. Because this game was a makeup and moved from away to home, we're not going to have graphics available for today's game, so we'll try to give you the score as much as possible. A little tough to schedule our staff today, as everybody already had today off and had other commitments. So we are a little short-handed in that regard. So if you're used to seeing graphics on the broadcast, that is the reason there are none today. That pitch is inside. 2-ball count here from Nate Facey. Facey, the opening pitcher in today's game. Junior right-hander, 5'11", 180, out of North Brunswick, New Jersey. 2 balls, no strikes. Inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Umpire today is Nick Thule. Todd Walker, the umpire in the field. And on 4 pitches, Schwartz walks. That brings up the right fielder, Reyes. Kevin Reyes, a sophomore out of the Bronx, New York, hitting .216 on the season. Schwartz was their top hitter. He's their leadoff hitter, hitting .337, .378 on base percentage. That was his 5th walk of the year. First pitch to Reyes is fouled back towards us for strike 1. One notable today for the Knights, we have a change behind the plate. Usually it's Jan Castellano, but he caught both games of a doubleheader yesterday in Long Island. A game that started, game 1 started at 4:30. The second game not until 7 o'clock. So on short rest, Albunia will get the nod behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Castellano has obviously caught a bulk of the action this year, but Albunia has come in as a replacement later in games and now getting the start today. That's a foul off to our right. 9th start of the year for Albunia, primarily at DH. One ball, 2 strikes. Inside on the hands. Give you Nate Facey's line on the year in just a moment. That's outside. Here's a throw by Albunia. It's late. Stolen base. Schwartz thinks about going to third, but nicely backed up by Jesse Kraft, who is playing center today with Mike Ramirez, today's DH. We've had some shuffling in the lineup because Lennon Gomez, who has been DH for much of the year, is out with an injury right now, and we don't know the timeline that he'll return. Happened during a collision at first base last week against Ramapo when Dan Berardi was at third. Ground ball. Legato charges. Throw to first is easily in time to retire Reyes. Schwartz goes to third with 1 out. And I'll bring up the third baseman, Anthony Palermo. Facey on the year, this is his 7th appearance. All have been starts. Or as they say here in NJCU land, openers. He's opened 7 games. He's got a 2-1 record on the year with an 8.24 ERA. 19.2 innings. He has struck out 12. He has walked 12, given up 28 hits, including 9 extra base hits. This is popped in the air, foul territory. Berardi gives it a look, and a little bit beyond my eyesight there, but I believe it's over the fence and out of play. Where our press box is enclosed, you cannot see anything more than probably 5 to 10 feet of foul territory, at least down the right field line. So still no balls and 2 strikes here. Check swing. He went around. So that is strike 3. 2-way here in the top of the first.
Now batting the catcher.
So with Palermo down on strikes, the catcher Michael Ryan will step in. Mike Ryan, a freshman out of Franklin Square, New York. The 0-1. Good spot by Facey on the inside corner. Defensively for the Knights, Facey throws to Albunia. Dan Berardi at first, Tom Bolsini at second, Nick Legato at short, and Matt Corsi's at third. Mike Ramirez not in the outfield today. He's the DH, so that means your outfield is Bill Feehan, Jesse Kraft, and Juan Pena. Pitch down low, 1-2. So runner in third, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts by Nate Facey. And NJCU out of trouble here in the top of the first. For the Bears, no runs, no hits. They strand 1. NJCU coming up. Mike Ramirez will lead off for the Gothic Knights here in the bottom of the first inning. And let's give you the defensive alignment for St. Joe's, and then we'll tell you more about the pitcher, Andrew Waters. Waters will throw to the catcher, Mike Ryan. First baseman is Joseph Langen. Second baseman, Adam Schwartz. The shortstop, Matthew Truden. I'm actually pronouncing that wrong. It is... Oh, yeah, I had it right. It's Truden. And the third baseman is Anthony Palermo. In the outfield, left to right, you have Paul Pellegrino. In center, Kyle McLaughlin, and the right fielder, Kevin Reyes. There'll be 2 balls and 1 strikes. And Mike Ramirez, the senior out of Old Bridge and graduate of St. Joe's in Metuchen. He's got one of the top ERAs in the NJAC right now and in the country. He grounds out, however, 4-3 for out number 1. And we'll see Ramirez at some point in the next 3 days as NJCU plays some key conference games. Could potentially be against Montclair State, as not that the Gothic Knights can't beat TCNJ, but I think Montclair right now is probably the more beatable opponent of the two. So try to get the wins when you can. TCNJ is playing some excellent baseball right now. For a while, I thought Rowan might be the best team in this league, and they still might be, but TCNJ is very, very dangerous, and we'll see for ourselves on Saturday. But first, we got to get through this one, and then 2 games against Montclair, another potential playoff team, on Thursday and Friday. Nick Legato, the shortstop, 2-1 count to him. Legato is hitting .358 on the year, with Dan Berardi falling into a bit of a slump. He right now is the team leader in batting average. He has 11 doubles on the year, 22 RBIs. That is off the plate, so 3 balls, now 2 strikes with 1 out. On a beautiful day for baseball here in Jersey City. Ground ball. That's going to probably get through the left side. A great dive there by the shortstop to prevent it going into the outfield, but could not get to his feet in time to retire Nick Legato. A single up the middle for Legato. So for Nick Legato, that is his 40th hit of the year. That is a career high, and we are only in game 28. So, runner on first. Legato, a dangerous runner. He is 16 for 16 in steals this year, leading the NJAC in steals percentage. They will check on him. Throws low. Juan Pena, third in the conference in total steals with 19 in 21 tries. He's at the plate, and he's batting .347. Checking on Legato again. They've checked the stats, so they know. Pena, the sophomore, freshman eligibility-wise, drops down a bunt. Perfectly done. No chance to get Juan Pena with his speed. And everybody is safe. A bunt single to the catcher.
Now batting.
And runners in first and second for Dan Berardi. So without graphics today, we will give you the score as much as possible. We are scoreless. Nobody, or 1 out I should say. And Dan Berardi steps to the plate, capable of going yard at any moment. And the first pitch is a called strike. Dan Berardi, a little bit of a slump, as I said, now hitting .343, but when he connects, forget it. He's got 4 homers and 27 RBIs this year, along with 10 doubles. Big leads at first and second. Pitches low to Berardi. Waters, by the way, this is his 6th start and 8th appearance. He's got 1 complete game. He's 1-2 with a 4.59 ERA and a .308 opposing batting average. Foul back towards us, Corey Nace, who's our guest in the box today. Welcome to the press box, buddy. 33 and a third innings. Waters has allowed 40 hits. He has struck out 22 and walked 8, so good command. 1-2 to Dan Berardi, trying to find his way again in the hit column. Swung on and missed, and this will not be that at bat as he strikes out on the curve, out number 2. That will bring up Tom Pulsini. Pulsini had been in the leadoff spot, has dropped down to the 5 spot. Had a productive year in his first season in Gothic Knight Green and Gold. He has started every game. He's hitting .317 with 32 hits and 16 RBIs on the year. He bats without gloves from the left side, which is not as bad today as it was, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago when the temperature was never above freezing, or at least the real field temperature. Today it's about 55 degrees, beautiful sunny skies, and a lighter breeze that's blowing towards right field, which is obviously beneficial if you're a right-handed hitter. A left-handed hitter, which is what Tom Pulsini is. We've already seen it benefit Mike Ramirez, who's gone yard this year, and anybody who's capable of, hitting it the opposite way. Legato dancing off second base. Curve is wide. 1 ball, One strike. Waters deals. Just missing low, 2-1. Pulsini has a .433 on base percentage. That is second on the team, tied with Nick Legato. 5 points behind Juan Pena. Off the plate. And Pulsini has been extremely patient. He has already walked out 19 walks this year and has been hit by 4 pitches. And when he gets on, he's had 8 steals. 3-1 count coming here with 2 outs, and Waters trying to get out of a jam. It won't be against Pulsini as he walks for the team-leading 20th time this year.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 33, Bill Feehan.
Bill Feehan is among the walk leaders with 17. He has 12 RBIs, and The Undertaker, his theme song as he steps to the plate with the bases loaded and a chance to potentially break this game open here in the bottom of the first inning. Feehan, another left-handed hitter, and that is high, and Waters, who has had good control this year according to his statistics, in danger zone now with the bags full. Feehan, the number 6 hitter in the lineup, he's been in the top 3 in the lineup as well, so a lot of versatility in this NJCU batting order. Fastball for a called strike. Versatility is certainly what you can say about a lot of players on this year's team. Arguably the most talented team from top to bottom in the history of the program. 70 years in. 1-1. And that's line to center field for a base hit. Legato can stroll home. Pena races around third. He will score with his speed. It's a 2-run, 2-out single for Bill Feehan. And the Gothic Knights have an early 2-0 lead.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi.
And with Matt Corsi due up, still 2 outs and 2 on, we'll have a quick conversation at the mound. So Corsi due up. Matt Corsi, junior transfer from Toms River, New Jersey. Another Toms River East product, along with Dan Foley. Just found out on Monday night during our team dinner with President Henderson that Corsi's family owns a pizzeria in Southern Howell, so I'm going to have to spend a little money down there next time I'm in the southern part of town. Of course, Howell is gigantic, so I have to actually be there in that part of town, but I will definitely be visiting, what's it called, this Corsi Pizzeria? Yeah, I think I'll be dropping by. Ground ball up the middle, flip to second for the force. Feehan got a really bad jump, and a 6-4 fielder's choice ends the frame. But the Gothic Knights do score twice on 3 hits, and they leave 2 on. Second inning coming up, 2-0 NJCU. Back here for inning number 2, the Gothic Knights with a 2-0 lead, looking for win number 17. And it'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count to the batter, Michael Gonzalez, who is hitting .286 on the year, 20 hits. He is second on the team with 11 RBIs, and the team leader with 6 doubles. Number 5 hitter in this lineup. It'll be Gonzalez, McLaughlin, and Truden due up. Called strike in the outside corner. Gonzalez nods his approval to that pitch. 2-2. Facey deals. Swung on and missed his 3rd K. Gonzalez checks with the umpire to see where that pitch was, I guess trying to learn for his next time up. And that was a good slider by Facey that tailed off the plate, and Gonzalez chased it. So now Facey with 3 Ks came into the game with just 12 on the season. And that is fouled off to our right. McLaughlin hitting .214. He fouls this one right at my assistant, Phil Nagley, who doesn't even flinch. Tough as nails, Phil. McLaughlin has 12 hits and 56 at-bats. And as line towards second base, Tom Pulsini with a little bit of a leap, and he makes the catch on the line out to second for out number 2.
Now batting the shortstop, number 3, Matthew Truden.
So 2 away, it'll bring up Truden. He's another right-handed batter in this lineup. 2 away for Facey. And first pitch, that is low. Truden is struggling at the plate. He's hitting .135. That's fouled out back towards me. He has started all 26 games. Schwartz, Palermo, Reyes, and Truden, the 4 players in this Bears lineup that have started every single game this year. But Truden is struggling offensively. Popped in the air, down the right field line. Berardi gives it a look. Pena chases it. It'll land foul. And it'll be 1-2. Popped in the air, right side of the infield. Berardi will take charge, and standing in front of Tom Pulsini makes the catch. Pop out to first ends the second inning as the Bears go 1-2-3. Gothic Knights will look to add to it when they come back here in the bottom of the second. And welcome back to the Sneezy Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex. Something's going on in the box, and everybody suddenly is sick. Or that's just Phil. 5 sneezes in a row. Let's see if we can keep you going, buddy. Mike Albunia steps in, the junior. Bless you! Out of Jersey City at 6. Let's see how high the Phil sneeze count can get. As the Gothic Knights bat here in the second inning. 1 ball, 1 strike count. That's a called strike. Abunia will be followed in the lineup by Kraft, and then top of the order, Mike Ramirez. Ground ball up the middle. Circuitous route by the second baseman, but a good job as Adam Schwartz is able to turn all the way across his body and throw out Albunia at first base. Great play by Schwartz. Bless you, Phil. That's 8. Let's see if you can get into double figures.
Probably.
Jesse Kraft, the center fielder. He will step in. Kraft Jr. out of Nutley, one of the few North Jersey players in the lineup for this squad. One ball, no strikes. That is a called strike. Kraft. Bless you, that's 9. This is a great party trick you got there, Phil. Kraft is hitting .269 on the year. In the dirt, Kraft lays off. This is Kraft's 20th start. High. And now we have double figures. Bless you, Phil Nagley. Bless your heart. 3 and 2 is your count. And that is strike 3 looking on the outside corner. A little bit too close of a pitch for Kraft to take, and he is down on strikes.
Number 21, Mike Ramirez.
As the second strikeout for Waters. And back to the top of the lineup. Bless you, Phil. It's 11 as Mike Ramirez will bat for the second time. And we are now deep into double figures on sneezes here with Phil. That is off the plate. 1-0. Ground ball. Schwartz from his knees gets up, but he will not make the throw in time. Ramirez beats it down the line. The throw was short anyway. A difficult play for Schwartz to try to do that, basically kneeling on the infield grass. So a single to second base for Mike Ramirez, and the Gothic Knights have a runner aboard with 2 outs. It'll bring up Nick Legato. NJCU has 4 hits thus far. Throw back to first. Two nothing NJCU batting here on the bottom of the second inning with 2 outs. And that's line to left field for a base hit. Ramirez to second. Back-to-back hits here. Keeps the inning alive for Juan Pena. So NJCU now with 5 hits. St. Joe's looking for their first when they come up again in the third inning, but the Gothic Knights would like to make the Bears wait a little bit. 2 outs, 2 on, and a very good hitter in Juan Pena, who bunted his way on and used speed to get to first base, and then later scored from second base on a single. Pena fouls that one back towards us. Phil will be graduating in May. Allegedly. Not sure who's going to take his spot next year. Somebody with more tissues, hopefully.
I got tissues.
You got tissues?
Oh, you can hire Nina. She got tissues.
They don't want. Nina has to finish her undergraduate before she can qualify. That's called strike on the outside corner. However, Nina Carbonaro, today's PA announcer and scoreboard operator, want to work again next year? Yeah, you're rehired. See how easy that is?
When you don't mess up and show up.
You used to work for me, Corey Nace, and then you disappeared on me. I was very sad. I had to have therapy. Actually, I just talked to myself, and I felt better afterwards. Corey Nace deciding that he wants to stay home on Toms River on the weekends instead of working for me during soccer games. My feelings aren't hurt too much. Ball in the dirt, and Juan Pena Mike Ramirez somehow with a right hand is able to slide in safely. Pena will take second base, so a wild pitch will advance 2 runners. I thought Ramirez was done at third. A good throw potentially would have had him, but it was kind of lobbed over to third, and then Ramirez, quite frankly, made a tremendous slide. And now, 1-2 is your count, and the Gothic Knights have 2 runners in scoring position. And time is granted here to Pena. In the dirt again, will roll away, but the Gothic Knights know this field and know that that's not far enough to try to advance. And the count is 2-2. So if you missed it, the Gothic Knights scored 2 runs in the first inning. Nina Carbonaro has accepted a work placement to work with us again next year. Phil Nagley has sneezed 11 times. And Corey Nace wants to come back and work next year. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. He's going to run halfway down the line and then flip it to first for the 1-3 putout to end the frame. So the Gothic Knights with 2 outs get a pair of hits, but they are stranded in scoring position as we head to the third. 2-0 NJCU. And we're back here at the game that was added to the schedule at the last minute, or changed actually, because it was originally supposed to be in Brooklyn, and now we're in Jersey City apparently, because I don't recall going across any bridges or tunnels. So we welcome you to Jersey City, New Jersey. 2-0 NJCU. Top of the third inning, the Bears looking for their first hit. It'll be the Joseph Langen leading off. He is the number 8 hitter in the lineup. It will be followed by Pellegrino and Schwartz. low. Langan is the first baseman in this game, hitting .078 on the season. Popped in the air, down the right field line. Pena in foul territory. It'll be just beyond his reach.
It's Ira's computer.
Oh, is it?
What's his email?
Oh, you keep hearing that noise, guys? Da-da-ding! That's my email.
Is it coming off the speaker?
It shouldn't.
Sound like he came from
I
the
think it sounds
speaker.
coming off the
Yeah.
speaker.
Well, that's somebody else's phone. My computer doesn't have fancy Bluetooth and stuff like that, guys. This isn't MIT. I don't have computers that can talk to satellites. The 2-2 is inside. And a full count here. Three balls and 2 strikes. Swung on a miss, and Facey with his 4th K.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 5, Paul Pellegrino.
Broadcast computer is now powered up nicely. We had one of those moments where I just saw Phil scrambling. Where's the power cord? Realizing we only had 10% battery left. But you know what? At least it's not Windows updates trying to update in the middle of the game. And see, that would have been a disaster.
Popped up.
Power, you at least have a second to grab it and plug it in. And that's line to left field. Fiend comes in, but that's going to fall in for the first hit. And a 1-out base runner
Now batting, the second baseman, number 6.
as Pellegrino, who was hitting .259 before that at bat, gives the Bears their first hit as the 9th batter of the game. That'll bring up Schwartz. He drops down bunt. It's a foul. Schwartz walked in the first inning. He was the only other base runner before Pellegrino just singled. One time through the lineup for Facey, allowed just 1 hit, 1 walk. He has struck out 4. Good outing so far by the junior from North Brunswick. That's off the plate, gloved by Albunia, 1-1. Ira Thor with you live here from the Thomas and Garrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City. Phil Nagley will take over for me at roughly 5 o'clock. And it's 2-1.
Must be. Yeah, we got back a championship. Championship wasn't a part of it. No, it was at 8. I wasn't a part of it.
That's fouled off. The runner got a late jump at first on a hit and run. And it'll be 2-2 here to Schwartz. Schwartz, a junior, 5'11", out of Staten Island, New York, Susan Wagner High School. In dirt again on the slider. Albunia blocks it. How much dirt must a catcher have in their hair from the number of times that the helmet and the mask hits the ground during the course of a game? Swung on a miss, throw down to second. The tag is applied, but just sliding in feet first in time is Pellegrino. He is safe. The Gothic Knights looking for a strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Now batting, the right fielder.
But now there's 2 outs.
Kevin Reyes.
And a runner is at second. It'll be Kevin Reyes. Reyes, the right fielder. He grounded out 6-3 in his first at bat. And that's fouled back towards Corey Nace.
Luchasaurus Rex always come.
You alright there, Corey? You good?
Wakey, wakey.
cracks. I feel like I'm like 9.
And hit. He actually turned into the pitch inadvertently and got hit on the helmet.
Probably should have knocked it. Yeah, could go nice.
And is hit by a pitch on the slider.
Number 29.
The good thing for Reyes is that it was not thrown terribly hard, and it caught him right on top of the helmet. And a hit batter, the first hit batter of the game for either team. And now the Bears have 2 runners on, the tying runs, with 2 outs. That'll bring up Anthony Palermo. Palermo struck out in his first time up today. Low. One ball and no strikes. We are in the top of the third. Throw over the first, and he is out. Big mistake by Reyes. Picked off 1 to 3, and you can't see it on the camera because we don't have obviously a camera operator today, but he went in feet or standing instead of trying to slide in feet first, which would have been the better approach. Because he went in high, all Dan Berardi had to do was catch the ball and tag him on the shoulder. If he had tried to slide there, not so sure that he would have been out. But instead, a 1-3 pickoff, and the inning comes to a close. 1 single in the inning, the first hit of the game for the Bears. And a hit batter, they leave 1. We head to the bottom of the third. And we're back here for the bottom of the third. Quick defensive change that we caught for the Bears. As Truden is out of the game. He started the game at shortstop. Schwartz, who was at second base, goes to shortstop. And we have a new player in the game. It is J.J. McLaughlin, junior out of Elmont, New York. We had 2 McLaughlins in the lineup for the Bears. Not sure if they're related as they're from different towns and different high schools. NJCU is a pair of McLaughlins as well. And Mike McLaughlin and Dan McLaughlin. And, well, they're certainly related because they look exactly alike and are both from Clifton. 2 balls, 1 strike. Berardi fouls that one, and it caught the catcher in the one area you never want to get caught.
He got hit in the hand.
Yes, the hand. Where'd you think I was talking about? Come on, Corey. Get your mind out of the gutter.
That's what it sounded like. I don't want to get hit.
I don't want to get hit on the hand. You got to throw the ball. That hurts. Actually, it might have got on the wrist. That's even worse because of all the little bones in there. Hello, Rel.
You familiar with Tom Falbo from St. Francis?
I do know Tom Falbo. Very good coach.
He just was
Oh, that's very sad. He was a very good coach. He got him to the NCAAs. Oh, St. Joe's, the Red Flash. You're interested in being a head bowling coach? St. Francis, PA, I should say. I got St. Joe's in the mind. So, if you'd like to be a head coach in Division I, St. Francis, PA now has an unexpected opening.
But then you got to run the tournament all year. They have a really good swing. Red Flash swing. Yeah. Just have these.
So they are checking on the catcher, Ryan. That is Carla Magic Mejia. the head athletic trainer for the Gothic Knights, checking out his hand and his wrist. That is not a spot you want to get hit. Because there's that, as a catcher, that's the one area you have literally no protection. And is no matter how strong you are, it's a delicate part of the body. You've seen some big time, really big, strong major league players who get hit in the hand and they're done for the year. You get hit in the knee, you get hit in the thigh, you get hit in the back. It's going to hurt, but nothing like the hand. And not only is the question, can you grip the ball and throw it, but you have to do every single pitch, obviously. Can you grip a bat? And Ryan is due up in the next inning, ironically. He will stay in the game. The reaction obviously made it look a lot worse than it appears to have been. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Curve is wide of the plate. 3-2 to Dan Berardi.
Was he mean too? He was nicer.
Full count pitch to Berardi. Ground ball towards Schwartz at shortstop. His throw is bouncing to first, not in time, as Berardi is able to beat it out for an infield single.
Now batting, the second baseman.
Not the easiest play in the world for Schwartz, as he had to grab it up the middle, stop, and then try to make the throw. Not sure he would have had Berardi with a good throw, but with a short hop, he definitely was not going to have him. And we may have some changes here on the hill. Let's see what happens. The head coach for St. Joe's is Peter Blumenauer. He is talking to the umpire. Good call, Phil Nagley. I see your sneezing is gone. One time after a basketball doubleheader, Phil was writing the women's story. I was writing the men's story, and Phil was in his office. I'm in my office, and all of a sudden I hear uncontrollable sneezing. I took my phone, turned the video on. I started recording him sneezing, and he stopped sneezing. So clearly, the cure for sneezing is to record you. Yes, put the pressure on. And that is fouled down the first base line by Tom Pulsini. Pulsini walked, and that loaded the bases before Bill Feehan stepped in and hit a 2-run single in the first inning. The only runs in this game as we bat here in the bottom of the third. Nobody out. Dan Berardi singled. He's at first. There goes Berardi. The throw is not going to be in time as Berardi slides in feet first with the steal. 10th steal of the year and 12 tries for the senior out of Middlesex. And it'll be 1-1 count here to Tom Pulsini, the junior out of Hazlitt. And that's high. I was actually just in Hazlitt yesterday on the way to work, as I live down in Howell. I was trying to find somewhere to mail my taxes, and that's the closest post office off of the Parkway without having to drive 3 or 4 miles. As Pulsini swings through that one, so my taxes will be postmarked from Hazlitt, New Jersey. Hometown of Tom Pulsini. Two balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Dan Berardi at second base. He singled. He just stole second. And Tom Pulsini lines this one to center field. Now it's starting to carry a little bit. And on the run, the catch is made by McLaughlin Berardi III.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 33, Bill Feehan.
So 1 out. And Bill Thien already has 2 RBIs on the day. He will step in. We may have a new pitcher as there is a meeting at the mound. And we'll see what's decided when we come back. So Bill Thien steps in. He's already had 2 RBIs. The Knights lead 2-0. Thien, after the meeting at the mound, will try to add to the lead. Just 1 away. And Thien in the air to deep right field. How far is that going to go? Bill Thien with a 2-run homer. He's got 4 RBIs. The Knights lead 4-0.
Talk to the pitcher again.
Bill Thien just launched a 2-run shot over the right field fence on a day where the wind is carrying to right. He got it up in the atmosphere, and the Gothic Knights lead 4-0. That is RBI 15 and 16 on the year for Bill Thien, his first home run of the year. And the second of his career. He hit 1 last year as well. Corsi, the batter. And it'll be 0-2 pitched now to him coming up. That's wide. And that is strike 3 as Corsi's down for out number 2.
Now batting, the catcher, number 25, Mike Albunia.
So nobody on now, and 2 away. It'll be Mr. Albunia stepping to the plate. Mike Albunia, ground ball to the new second baseman, McLaughlin, who throws to first. And he is retired 4-3. But the Gothic Knights get 2 more runs on a 2-run homer by Bill Thien, his first of the year. He has all 4 RBIs. The Knights lead 4-0 as we head to the 4th. And we're here on the top of the fourth inning. The Gothic Knights leading 4-0. Stepping to the plate will be Palermo. Palermo struck out and is only at bat of the game. Third baseman is 0 for 1. Current batting average now slipping below 300 on the year, 299. Nate Facey out there for a fourth inning of work. That is low, it's 2-0. Ground ball to Corsi at third. Throw is in time for out number 1 on the 5-3 ground out. So 1 away, and it'll bring up the catcher Michael Ryan, who appears to be okay as he will bat here from the right side. He had a ball fouled off his hand and wrist. What was it, Carla Mejia? It was his hand. That's going to hurt later, right? Yeah, Carla has confirmed that will not feel good later tonight. And if you got hit by the pitch, that would hurt even more. Actually, that actually might not be a bad thing. If you get hit by a pitch on the thigh, maybe you forget about the pain in the hand. That is fouled off towards the third base box, 1-1. I'm just trying to use, reverse pain psychology here. Maybe the CIA should kind of incorporate our baseball techniques to get the information we need. The 1-1, and that's in the air to center field. Giving chase is Jesse Kraft. It is going to be over his head and roll close to the right center field fence. Ryan around second. He makes a little bit of a turn. He'll stop there. And hand must feel pretty good now as he has a one-out double.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 12, Michael Gonzalez.
So whatever Carla Mejia said to him to make him feel better clearly has worked, because Mike Ryan just got a hold of that one. So that was all Carla Mejia's fault. Always blame the head athletic trainer, not the assistant trainer. Ashley Pace did nothing. And that is off the plate for ball 1 here to Michael Gonzalez. Now, there's no truth to the rumor that Carla Mejia's methods out there are either ice or amputation. Ice or amputation. And he chose neither, and then just hit a double. One ball count here to Gonzalez. Facey deals. Low. We say a special hello to NJCU baseball alum and Gothic great Dave Armstrong, watching today's game in his retirement facility in Florida. Now, I say retirement facility in jest because Dave is like 50 years old and was able to retire at a young age, and is, I believe, now down in Florida from his previous home in Maryland. We should all be so lucky to be able to retire at age 50. Dave, whose claim to fame is he, as a pitcher for the Gothic Knights, beat TC&J at home, and not too many people have ever done that. Watching today's game. Pitch to Facey, from Facey to Gonzalez is high. That's outside for ball 4. And St. Joe's, with just 1 out, has 2 runners on. And it'll bring up Kyle McLaughlin.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 27, Kyle McLaughlin.
Nick Legato out to have a chat with his classmate, both juniors. McLaughlin, 0 for 1, he flew out, and his only previous at bat. 4-0 Gothic Knights, top of the 4th inning. Facey deals. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bunted this one, foul into the screen. Swung on it, missed, strike 3. So Nate Facey with his 5th K, now 2 outs here in the 4th.
Now batting, second baseman, number 42, JJ McLaughlin.
Facey came into the game with just 12 Ks on the year. He's got 5 today. Ground ball. Pulsini has to wait for it. He flips to Legato for the force. And the inning comes to a close on the fielder's choice and the 4-6 ground out. In the 4th inning for the Bears, no runs. The double by Ryan and 2 left on as we head to the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Gothic Knights. So Nate Facey has given the Gothic Knights some good pitching through 4 innings. Need one more strikeout for a season high. He had 6 in 5 innings against Baruch and win back on March 27th. But first, the Gothic Knights will try to give him some more runs to work with. And it will be Jesse Kraft leading off, the center fielder for the Gothic Knights. He'll be followed by Ramirez and Legato, the 9-1-2 hitters. First pitch was outside. This is a slow roller towards third base. And he throws a little bit high, but pulled down by the first baseman Langen on the throw by Palermo, a 5-3 ground out.
Mike Ramirez.
So Mike Ramirez will step in with 1 out. He's 1 for 2 today. First pitch to Ramirez as a called strike, the left-handed hitter out of Old Bridge.
Maybe say like Midas because he needs cars.
He says Midas.
He says Midas.
M-A-D-D-A-S.
Yeah. I don't know what it means. I just know.
It sounds like it would be
Curve is wide.
It's like not Spanish. He says unruly.
One ball, 2 strikes to Mike Ramirez. That's low. So 2-2 to Ramirez with 1 away. Legato's on deck. Waters still throwing here for the Bears. And a ground ball up the middle. That's going to be the second hit for Mike Ramirez. Schwartz, no throw will be made. Ramirez wasn't even running as hard as normal out of the box. I think he was fairly certain
Legato.
no play could be made, and he has his second hit of the game. So a one-out base runner for Nick Legato. Legato steps in. He's had a great day so far. 2 for 2 with a run scored. We'll see if he can pick up a third hit. Bill Feehan is 2 for 2 with all 4 RBIs. Mike Ramirez has 2 hits. NJCU has 8 as a team. And only one of them is an extra base hit, but it went over the fence. Power-wise, by the way, this is a telling number this year. NJCU has 14 homers. They've only given up 3. 6 different Gothic Knights have a homer this year. And 4 have multiple homers. Foul tip by Legato. Legato tied with Juan Pena for second on the team with 3 round trippers. Dan Berardi, the leader, with 4. And 14 for his career. Just 4 shy of the all-time record. 1 and 2 to Legato. Bounces that one. Ramirez was caught about 20 feet off the bag. He has to retreat. As a good block by Ryan. Two and 2 to the Helmetta, New Jersey native Nick Legato, graduate of Spotswood High School in Middlesex County. Fouls this one off over our heads and out of play. I was letter high, and he was able to at least get contact on it. That's high. This time Legato lays off. And the count is full. 1 out. 1 on. Gothic Knights leading 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. And as lined to left field for a base hit. Legato's got 3 hits. Mike Ramirez heads to second, and with 1 out, the Gothic Knights have 2 on for Juan Pena.
Take the single.
Juan Pena now hitting .351. Shows bunt. And it's going to be called foul as it caromed off the plate. Pena has 18 RBIs and 3 homers on the year. Third on the team with 50 total bases. That was entering play today. He's got 2 hits already. And that's another one as he lines this one to center field. Ramirez is going to have to hold up because the center fielder, number 27, Kyle McLaughlin, got to it quickly, and Ramirez couldn't get a full jump. Had to wait to see if that could have been caught. But the bases are loaded. Dan Berardi's already hit 1 grand slam this year. Nick Legato's got a grand slam. Probably not a batter you want to face with the bags full. However, Berardi is in a slump right now. Dan Berardi has not had 2 hits in a game since last week against Drew. He's 1 for 2 today. But Berardi is just 4 for his last 24. 1 ball count here. Time is granted. The 1-0 on the outside part of the plate, but just low. Two ball count here to Berardi. Low as well, and Waters ball away from forcing in a run. And Berardi still with at least 13 games remaining plus potential postseason games. Has a legitimate shot for 100 career RBIs. He gets 1 here as he walks on 4 pitches with the bases loaded, and NJCU leads 5-0 as Mike Ramirez scores.
Now batting.
And that's going to be it for Waters. Waters' world will come to an end here in the bottom of the 4th. NJCU up 5-0. We're going to see a pitching change when we come back. We welcome you back after the pitching change. Waters' day comes to a close. We'll see junior right-hander Matt Rienzi out of Maspeth, New York. And we'll tell you about his season thus far. He has made 8 appearances, including today, all in relief. He's got no decisions, a 10.12 ERA. In 5 innings, he has walked 5, struck out 4, 296 opposing batting average. 8 hits, 9 runs allowed in 5 1/3 innings. Again, a small sample size. And Tom Pulsini with the bases loaded has a 1 ball count. And you know Pulsini is patient. A sidearm delivery, 2-0. Only other side armor I know of is Sean Gibney. Gothic Knight Jr. is the star of our post-game interviews. As a called strike. Unfortunately, there will not be a post-game interview today because I have to leave in 10 minutes. Unless Phil Nagley wants to really jump outside his comfort zone. You don't want to give it a shot, buddy? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll sneeze 20 times.
The 2-1. That's a called strike 2-2.
Well, I'm here and...
I could give you a preview of the Phil Nagley post-game interview. Hi, this is Phil Nagley live from Achu in the Thomas and Garrity Achu Complex. Basically what it would be like. And that's before they dump the water on you, Phil. Because you know it's going to happen. And that's in the air. Right center field, not going to carry enough. And the catch is made. However, a sacrifice fly, so Pulsini is able to drive in Legato to make it 6-0.
Now batting.
So a productive out by Tom Pulsini.
He might not even race it.
Two outs now, and Bill Thean, who accounted for the first 4 RBIs today, including a home run. And there are still runners on the corners. Berardi at first, Pena at third. All these runs are charged to the starting pitcher Waters. 6-0 NJCU. And he's hit by the pitch. Right on the right ankle. And the bases are loaded.
Now batting. The third baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi.
So Thean's been on base now 3 times. That is the 6th time he's been hit by a pitch this year. Tied with Legato for second on the team. Juan Pena's been hit 7 times. And I'll bring up Corsi. Corsi 0 for 2 in today's game. He struck out once looking. 0-1 here from Rienzi. In the dirt. 1-1. Six to nothing NJCU, trying to add to that with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 4th. Popped in the air. Right center. The second man's going to fall in for a hit. Miscommunication between the second baseman and the right fielder, McLaughlin. The new second baseman, I should say, came in late. It was backpedaling. Kevin Reyes never called him off. It falls in between the two of them. And an excuse me single for Matt Corsi makes it 7-0. Ball that should have been caught. And I'll bring up Mike Albunia. Well, little moments like that when your team is 3-23 in a year, and you point to the season having its struggles. Those are moments right there that obviously come to mind if you're reviewing the season. That's a ball that has to be caught, and the Gothic Knights get another run. So 7-0 Gothic Knights as they are well on their way to their 17th win of the year. Albunia patient, it's 2-1. So the bases remain loaded. Mike Albunia. Acuna has just 2 RBIs on the year in 35 at-bats. He has 2 doubles. Slow roller in front of the plate. The pitcher will throw to first in time to retire Acuna 1-3. And the inning comes to a close. But the Gothic Knights are able to get 3 more runs. 3 runs on 4 hits. And NJCU leaves the bases loaded. They've stranded 7 in the game, but that's okay because they've scored 7. They lead 7-0 as we head to the 5th. And we're back here for the top of the 5th inning. This will be my final half inning. At the end of this half inning, I will hand it over to Phil Nagley to take you through the rest of this game as
Now batting.
I go to my originally scheduled programming. Again, this game was originally scheduled for March, and a makeup date that was supposed to be on the road, and then changed to home, and at least able to join you for much of this one. NJCU with a commanding 7-0 lead. And it'll be the first baseman, Langen, stepping in. Nate Facey is a strikeout away from tying his career high. First pitch to Langen in the air. Right center field on a dead run. What a catch! Laying out and making a catch is Jesse Kraft. Oh my! I think he misjudged where it was going to be. He didn't run incredibly hard out of center field, and then when he realized it was pulling more towards the gap, had to lay out, left his feet, and literally a diving stretch in midair makes the catch. What a play by Kraft. So Pellegrino, who had the first hit of 2 here for St. Joe's, takes a first strike, and this is outside. 1-1 to Pellegrino. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Knights. 2 hits for St. Joe's. Popped in the air, right side of the infield. Dan Berardi's there, and he makes the catch. Dan Berardi has the highest fielding percentage of any player in school history, although he did commit an error yesterday. And now he's just percentage points in front of Phil Laspaluto on the all-time list. But anything hit towards Berardi is almost certainly an out. So 2 away to bring up the shortstop, Schwartz. Bless you, Corey Nace. I don't think he's going to go on a streak here. Fouled off to our right. 1 ball and 1 strike to Schwartz, the leadoff hitter in the lineup. Walked in the first, struck out swinging in the third. And that's in the air. Deep to left field. Carrying a little bit, but it's going to be held up by the wind, and that gives Bill Feehan plenty of time to get underneath it and make the catch. On any other day, that might have had a chance, but not today. As he flies out, Schwartz does, the left field. No runs, no hits, nobody left in. It'll be the bottom of the 5th coming up, and when Phil Nagley returns, he will take you through the rest of today's broadcast here on Gothic Vision. I'm Ira Thor. Please be with me tomorrow as we bring you, actually tomorrow we'll bring you the softball doubleheader against John Jay. As we owe softball one more broadcast this year. Softball is home on Saturday, but so is baseball against TCNJ. And with a nationally ranked team coming to the Garrity Complex, that's the game we're going to broadcast. So tomorrow we will broadcast softball against John Jay. And then we'll be back here for baseball on Saturday against TCNJ. I'm going to sign off. Phil Nagley will join you when the bottom of the fifth comes back. Haha, just kidding, I'm back. Jesse Kraft will come to the plate. Phil is still not with us, so I'm going to keep the headset on and wait until he actually does return. So much for that. So Jesse Kraft will step in. He's the number 9 hitter in the lineup. He just made a tremendous catch in right center. And he will face the new pitcher, Michael Bodie. Bodie, he's 1-2 on the year. This is his 11th appearance. All but 2 have been in relief. And he swings through. This one does Kraft. Bodie's 1-2, a 14.14 ERA. 11 strikeouts, a 394 opposing batting average. 2-1. Kraft fouls this one down the third base line. So it'll be 2-2. So at minimum, I'll take you through this batter. Phil has returned. And that is through the left side for a base hit for Kraft. That is his first hit of the day. I think I'll stay with you until officially the end of this frame now. No sense in switching mid-inning. Let's see what traffic's like here on our Waze app. They better not take 3 hours. Gothic Knights have 12 hits. Mike Ramirez steps in. Ramirez hitting .292. He's 2 for 3 today. 2 singles and a run scored. There goes Kraft. He will steal second. Throw goes into center. How long will it take me to get to Howell Middle School North? 36 miles away. Typical New Jersey traffic. Let's see what the damage is. An hour and 7 minutes. It's not bad yet. That's off the plate to Ramirez. So Ramirez now with a runner in scoring position. Kraft with a little bit of lead at second. That's high as well. So 2-0. Ramirez will be followed by Legato and Pena. And if this continues, I expect much of the Gothic Knight bench to have a chance to get in this one as well. And we'll see how much Nate Facey has in his tank today. If he can go as Mike Ramirez walks here on 4 pitches,
Now batting, the shortstop.
if Facey's able to get NJCU through much of the game, that would save a lot of this bullpen and all of the starters for this weekend's matchups. Montclair tomorrow at home. Friday at Yogi Berra Stadium in Montclair, New Jersey. Might technically be Little Falls if you actually are following maps. And then Saturday at home, doubleheader against nationally ranked and very good TCNJ. However, the Gothic Knights beat TCNJ last year. And TCNJ last year made the NCAA tournament and was a win away from being in the regional final. And this year's Gothic Knight team is better. Swung on and missed by Legato. It's 0-2. Nobody out. Well off the plate. The 1-2 will have to wait as Bodie steps off. Bodie is a freshman, 6'1" right-hander out of Ozone Park in Queens, New York. Ground ball to third. It's booted initially, missed the tag. Everybody is safe on the E5 fielding error. And everybody is safe. Play that Palermo has to make if you're St. Joe's. 7th of the error of the year for Palermo. And the bases are loaded for Juan Pena. Pena's already gone yard 3 times this year. And that's in the air to left field. Turns the left fielder around over his head for a base hit. Scoring standing is Kraft. Right behind him is Ramirez. And then Legato tried not to run down his own teammate. It's a 3-run double for Juan Pena. 10-0 Gothic Knights.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 14, Dan Berardi.
So Dan Berardi will step in. 10-0 NJCU. When this half inning is over, I really am out of here. As a called strike to Dan Berardi. I heard that, Real Smith.
Yeah.
I might be the oldest one in this press box, but my hearing is like a cat. They do. Have you ever tried to creep up on a cat? Owls, I don't know. Owls have great eyesight. You're mixing up your animals here, Corey Nace. Owls hang out in barns. My kids think we live in a barn because they leave the door open all the time. And all the lights on. Berardi slow roller to third base. Not a great throw. However, oh, he's safe. That's a throwing error on the third baseman, Palermo. I thought for a second that Langen was able to keep his foot on the bag. Pena's not going to advance. So Berardi reaches on the throwing error by the third baseman. Second error of the inning, both on Palermo. And the Gothic Knights with a big break. Still nobody out. At some point, I'm going to have to hand you the mic no matter what happens here.
It's fine. Get out of here.
Here's Tom Pulsini. Slow roller towards Palermo, being challenged again. And that is going to be a base hit for Pulsini. However, a throwing error will advance the runners another base, and NJCU leads 11-0. And Bill Feehan will step in.
It should be 2 outs, right? So if we get 1 out.
So if Berardi scores, he is unearned.
But if there's
As of right now, Pena's run is unearned. That could change depending on what happens. And a 2-ball count to Bill Feehan. Still nobody out. Swung on and missed. Two and one here to Feehan. He's got 4 RBIs, including a 2-run homer today. He got the Knights going with the first 4 runs. And since then, the Knights have tacked on 7 more. Swung on and missed. 2 and 2. Bottom of the 5th inning here in Jersey City. 11-0 Gothic Knights. Bodie deals. Strike 3 looking. And Feehan down on strikes on the inside corner. So nothing from here on out would be earned if you're scoring at home, or if you're Phil Nagley next to me trying to figure it out in his head. That'll make it a little bit easier for you. And Pena's run will not change. They'll bring up Matt Corsi. Corsi in today's game, 1 for 3. He also reached on a fielder's choice and struck out looking. Berardi at third, Pulsini at second. 11-0 for the Knights. They have 14 hits in this game. St. Joe's, no runs, 2 hits, 3 errors. That's a blooper towards right field. Going to fall in for a base hit for Corsi. Berardi scores. They will hold Pulsini up at third. Matt Corsi with the RBI single makes it a dozen. 12-0 Gothic Knights. So 1 RBI. And then Albunia, who in this contest today, 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts, steps up with runners on the corners. Still 1 away. Inning that could have been over, but there have been multiple errors in this frame by the third baseman, Anthony Palermo. Low. Rolls away. Pulsini will stay put at third. Makes it 1 and 2 here to Albunia. So 2-2 now to Abunia. Runners on the corners, 1 out in the 5th. That is high. By the way, Ramirez, with his day today, has now been on base 22 consecutive games. That ties both Tom Pulsini and Lennon Gomez for the team season high. That is lined towards second base, knocked down by McLaughlin, but he can't make the catch. So an infield single rolls into right center, but an infield single for Albunia. That will drive in Pulsini, an RBI for Albunia,
Now that
his 3rd of the year. Corsi to second base, and we will probably have a pitching change. Gothic Knights have scored 6 in the inning. That's going to be it for Bodie. That's going to be it for me as well. We're going to have a pitching change, and when we come back, Phil Nagley will tell you more about the new pitcher for the Bears.
Back here from Jersey City, Chipoko's first pitch is a strike. Gothic Knights lead 13-0. In the bottom of the 5th inning, 1 out. Jesse Kraft is now batting. Foul, strike 2. So far in this game, Kraft has reached base once on a single earlier in this inning, struck out looking in the 2nd, and grounded to 3rd in the 4th inning. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fly ball here towards the left field line, caught by the left fielder for out number 2 in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 21, Mike Ramirez.
Mike Ramirez will come up here for the second time this inning. He walked and then scored on Pena's base clearing double earlier in the inning. Gothic Knights lead 13-0, bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. Ramirez is 2 for 3 in this game with 2 singles and also walked. Outside corner, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. This is the 6th appearance for Chapoko this year. His ERA is 9.53. He's allowed 6 hits, 6 runs, walked 3 batters, struck out 1 in 5 2/3 inning. Mike Ramirez takes for another strike. No balls, 2 strikes here for Mike Ramirez. In the pitch from Chapoko, outside corner, strike 3. After the 5th inning for NJCU, they scored 6 runs on 5 hits. There were 3 errors for St. Joe's, and NJCU left 2 players on base. After 5 innings, the Gothic Knights lead 13-0. Back here in the top of the 6th, Nate Facey's still pitching. That was ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gothic Knights lead 13-0 as that pitch is fouled off. Reyes is on the year is batting .213, and in this game, he's reached base safely once after he was hit by a pitch in the top of the third, and he grounded out to short in the first inning. Fouled that one off. Count remains 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Before this inning began, the Gothic Knights made a few defensive substitutions, which we'll get to you in a few seconds. As that pitch there is lined to center field, but is caught by jumping Jesse Kraft.
Now batting the third baseman, number 29, Anthony Palermo.
Anthony Palermo is now batting for St. Joseph's Brookland. He's 0 for 2 today, struck out swinging in the first and grounded out in the fourth inning. On the season, he's batting .295. As he swings and misses for strike 1. Outside, ball 1. So the Gothic Knights made 5 defensive substitutions, letting some of the reserves play. Facey throws that low into the dirt. Count is now 2-1. Guthrie came in for Nick Legato at shortstop. O'Donnell is now in right field for Pena. John Miano is playing first for Dan Berardi. And the McLaughlin brothers are in at second and left field for Tom Paulsini and Bill Fian. Count is now 2-2. As Palermo fouls that one back. Stays alive with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Gothic Knights lead by 13-0. Fouls that one again. Nate Facey has now pitched 81 pitches. 47 of those have been strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Now batting the catcher.
That's now Nate Facey's 7th strikeout on the day. He has a strikeout in every inning but the 5th inning when he retired the batters in order 1, 2, 3 on 3 quick at-bats. Michael Ryan fouled that first pitch off and then fouls off the second pitch as well. Quickly down 0-2 as Nate Facey is looking to go 6 innings. And this pitch out just outside, ball 1. Fouls that one off to stay alive. 1-2's to count, 2 outs here in Jersey City, New Jersey. Outside. Ball 2. 2-2's to count. Nate Facey pitches, and that ball is heading into foul territory and out of play. Ryan stays alive to see another pitch with the count 2-2. Nate Facey's now thrown 88 pitches for the Gothic Knights here. And the pitch, that one slipped, ball 3, full count. On the year, Ryan's batting .227, and in this game had a double to lead off in the 4th inning. It's now reached base safely and back-to-back at-bats. See,
Now batting,
got a walk there
number 12,
for
Michael Gonzalez.
the Bears with 2 outs as Michael Gonzalez comes to bat. Designated hitter from Brooklyn, New York, and went to Midwood High School. Low, ball 1, as Ryan takes second base on that wild pitch from Nate Facey. Count is 1-0. Check swing, foul ball. Count is now 1-1. Through 5 2/3 inning, Nate Facey has only given up 2 runs to St. Joe's. As Nate Facey comes off the mound to get that, throws it to first for the out, and the side is retired. St. Joe's in this inning, no runs, no hits, and left 1 runner on as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. NJCU leads 13-0.
They've had no runs, no hits, no
Back here in Jersey City, Ryan Guthrie leads off for the Gothic Knights. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is only Ryan Guthrie's 3rd at bat here. He's played in 7 games for the Gothic Knights. This will not be his 8th. So that one goes behind the catcher for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Chipoco still in for St. Joe's. This is his 11th pitch. Inside and low, ball 3. Ball 4 Guthrie gets on with a leadoff walk.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 3, Mike O'Donnell.
Mike O'Donnell, who's now playing right field for the Gothic Knights, came in for Juan Pena at the top of the 6th inning. Is now batting. He's batting 133 on the year. Swings at the first pitch, grounds it to short, who turns it to second, throws to first, but his throw is not in time. So O'Donnell will reach on a fielder's choice. Guthrie's out on 6-4 output. So there's now 1 out for John Miano, who's now batting for the Gothic Knights. John Miano is a freshman left-handed hitter from Ridgefield, New Jersey. Ball 1 to the first-year product. In the pitch, outside, ball 2. In the pitch, way outside, nice catch by the catcher, ball 3. Four straight pitches, 4 balls to John Miano. O'Donnell will go to second. Gothic Knights have runners on first and second with 1 out. Dan McLaughlin will bat after the manager for the Bears. Comes in and we'll have a new pitcher for St. Joe's. After the pitching change for the Bears, J.J. McLaughlin, who was playing second base, is now pitching for St. Joe's. And the designated hitter, Gonzalez, is now playing second base. And for the Gothic Knights, Dan McLaughlin is batting. Freshman third baseman from Clifton, New Jersey. 1 ball. No strikes, 1 out. O'Donnell's on second, Miano's on first, and the pitch. Foul ball. 1-1 count for McLaughlin.
Where's he at? 72? 77? 77? Harder than me. No control.
McLaughlin readies, looks back at second, looks back again, and pitches. McLaughlin flies, pop fly, infield fly rule is called, and it is caught by the third baseman for St. Joe's, Anthony Palermo, for out number 2.
Fielder, number 36, Mike McLaughlin.
Now there's 2 outs as Dan McLaughlin's brother, Mike McLaughlin, comes to the bat. He's batting .222 on the year. Freshman outfielder, 5'8", 160 pounds, from Clifton, New Jersey. Bats from the right side, just like his brother. So another McLaughlin battle here. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, and the pitch. Low, ball 1. On the year, J.J. McLaughlin is 0-3 with a 9.64 ERA. Is now making his 8th appearance. Has started 4 games as a pitcher for the Bears. Has pitched 23 in a third innings. Has given up 17 walks and struck out 14 across those 23 in a third innings. Ball 2 to McLaughlin. Runners on first and second. Gothic Knights have left 9 men on base today, but are leading 13-0 here. Scored 6 runs in the 5th, 3 runs in the 4th, and 2 runs in the 1st and the 3rd, as McLaughlin's pitch is low and outside, ball 3. 3-0 count to McLaughlin. McLaughlin readies, looks at second, and the pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. 3-1 count to McLaughlin. And the pitch from McLaughlin. Foul ball. Over the press box and out of play by McLaughlin. 3-2 is now the count. Runners go back to first and second. They were running since there was 2 outs, so they're running on contact. Two twos to count. 3 twos to count, sorry. McLaughlin readies, looks at second base, and pitches high and inside, ball 4. McLaughlin reaches base, and the runners advance to second and third. Matt Corsi is now up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Corsi on the year is batting .294. Started this game for the Gothic Knights. And heading into today's game, he appeared in 16 games and started in 6. As he swings at the first pitch, and that goes into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score, and the other runners will advance a base as well. So that's an RBI single for Corsi. The Gothic Knights now lead by 14. 14-0 as Mike Albunia comes to the plate. Earlier in today's game, Albunia singled in the 5th inning as the Gothic Knights batted around in that inning, and he grounded out in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning. So he's 1 for 4 today. Now he's up for the 5th time. McLaughlin pitches. Albunia swings at the first pitch. Nice grounder into right field. One run will score. That's Miano from 3rd, and everybody else advances a base.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 2, Jesse Kraft.
Jesse Kraft is now batting for the Gothic Knights as they lead by 15 and have scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Kraft is now up to bat, batting .268 on the season. He swings at that one. Grounder to 3rd. Third baseman throws to 1st in time for the out. So the Gothic Knights scored 2 runs on 2 hits and left the bases loaded as Jesse Kraft grounded out there to end the inning. Gothic Knights lead by 15-0 after 6 innings. Batting for the Bears here, number 27, Kyle McLaughlin is up. Took a first pitch strike and then fouled off that second pitch. Count is now 0-2. Nate Facey is still in the game. Pitched 6 innings so far for the Gothic Knights. And the pitch, outside, ball 1. And so far in this game, Nate Facey has struck out at least 1 batter in every inning except for 1. And overall he has 7 strikeouts through 6 innings, as that pitch is a ball. Made contact there, foul ball. Good play there by Corsi, but it was foul. Foul ball again. McLaughlin staying alive. Nate Facey has now pitched 99 pitches. 58 of those have been strikes. Contact there by McLaughlin. Popped up to the second baseman for the out.
Now batting, number 1, Justice Acosta.
It's windy though.
Pinch hitting for the Bears, Justice Acosta. First pitch is a ball. Another ball there. Nate Facey's now throwing 102 pitches. 59 of those for strikes as the Gothic Knights lead 15-0 here in the top of the 7th. 1 out. So Acosta comes to the plate. Inside, ball 3. Ball 4, Costa gets on base.
Now batting, first baseman, number 25, Joseph
Now batting, number 25, Joseph Langham, sophomore infielder, fouls that pitch off, out of play.
Wait, so what's wrong? Is Lenny's wrist broken or? Is his wrist broken? He's gonna know tomorrow.
High, ball 1.
Did you see? Do you think Lenny's wrist is broken? Do you think Lenny's wrist is broken? They went to the trainer and stopped him. Was it not like that?
Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Langen.
He went to talk to the trainer and stopped him. And then they were like, yeah, you'll get an X-ray. That's why he went.
In the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Number five is up now for the Bears.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 5.
Left fielder number 5, Paul Pellegrino, sophomore outfielder from Brooklyn, New York. Strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. That strikeout there in the last at bat for Nate Facey is his 8th on the day. Came into the game with only 12 strikeouts on the year, so he now has 20 on the season. As that pitch popped up, caught by Miano for the 3rd out of the inning. St. Joe's didn't score anything there, no hits, and left 1 on. After 6.5 innings, the Gothic Knights lead 15-0. Mike Ramirez comes to the plate here for the Gothic Knights in the 7th inning. He's 2 for 4 today with 2 singles. He also walked in the 5th inning, and he scored twice. One ball, one strike to Mike Ramirez. New pitcher here for the Bears, William DeLuca, sophomore. Primarily a catcher and infielder, but he's come in the pitch here for the Bears.
When I go to the salon, I can just $10 at Mike strikes out.
3 balls, 1 strike to Mike Ramirez. This is DeLuca's first appearance as a pitcher this season. And the pitch from DeLuca, high ball. Ball 4.
I'm a good commentator too.
Ryan Guthrie comes to the plate for the 2nd time today. He walked in the 6th inning and was out on a fielder choice by Matt O'Donnell. Mike O'Donnell. Outside corner, strike 1. Gothic Knights lead 15-0 here in the bottom of the 7th as Guthrie swings at that pitch, strike 2. In the pitch, Guthrie makes contact with it, heading into the outfield. It's the second baseman and short and center fielder, but the ball lands as Mike Ramirez reaches second base after he had to wait to see if someone was going to catch it or not. No one caught it. Mike Ramirez was fast enough to get to second. Looked like he got hit by the ball on the throw, but he looks to be okay. In the pitch from DeLuca is a strike. Mike O'Donnell's up to bat. Will be his second at bat as Sean Gibney is coming in to pinch run for Mike Ramirez. Count is now 1-1. Sean Gibney's now on second. Guthrie's on first. Mike Ramirez was playing the designated hitter today as O'Donnell swings at a high pitch there. It was high and outside. Mike Ramirez will most likely pitch during the Montclair series. Last week he had 12 Ks in his pitching appearance. In the pitch there, grounder by O'Donnell to the shortstop. Shortstop throws to second for 1, but can't get it to first for the second out. So O'Donnell will reach on the fielder's choice. Guthrie's out 6-4, and Gibney advances to third. John Miano is now batting for the Gothic Knights with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners on first and third. Gothic Knights lead by 15-0. High, ball 1. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to John Miano, who walked in his only at bat so far today. Pitch down the middle, contact there by Miano. Lines out to right, or at center, and Chung Gibney scores on the sac fly. And O'Donnell stays at first.
Number 9, Dan McLaughlin.
Gothic Knights lead 16-0 as Dan McLaughlin comes to the plate. He popped out to third and is only at bat in this game so far. It's part of the multi-sub substitution for the Gothic Knights in the top of the 6th. McLaughlin takes for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. In the pitch, in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. So O'Donnell is on first. There's 2 outs. McLaughlin to the plate for the Gothic Knights with a 1-1 count, 2 outs. It's now 6 o'clock as he swings at that one. Strike 2. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Gothic Knights lead by 16-0. In the pitch, off-speed pitch, but McLaughlin makes contact through the left side for a single. O'Donnell stays at second, advances to second, and then stays there. It's now the other McLaughlin on the team for the Gothic Knights will bat. Number 36, Mike McLaughlin. First pitch, contact from McLaughlin, flies out to the left fielder and left center to end the inning. So you head to the 8th inning. The Gothic Knights scored 1 run on 2 hits and left 2 men on. Gothic Knights lead by 16 after 7 innings. Swing and a miss. Schwartz, as Nate Facey is still in for the Gothic Knights. Schwartz misses that first pitch, but fouls off the second.
I don't like to sit on the bus like cold or ice.
Schwartz is 0 for 2 today and reached on a walk in the first inning. As he makes contact with that one, and it goes out of play. Nate Facey has now thrown 114 pitches, 67 of those have been for strikes. He struck out 8 batters through 7 innings as Schwartz fouls that one off. In the pitch outside, ball 1, 1-2, the count to Schwartz. In the pitch, hits the dirt. Albunia keeps it in front of him. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Schwartz. Gothic Knights lead by 16 here in the top of the 8th. 16-0. As that it's a ball in the dirt. 3-2 count to Schwartz. In the pitch, in the dirt outside, Schwartz walked after being down early. 0-2. Now batting for the Bears, number 20, Kevin Reyes from the Bronx. Sophomore outfielder. Throws and bats righty. And 6-2. As Coach Smith is coming in for a mound visit after Albunia went to the mound himself. Facey stays done after 7 innings. Only gave up 2 hits in those 7 innings.
Now pitching, number 19, Brandon Cool.
Through 7 innings, Nate Facey struck out 8, walked 5, only gave up 2 hits. And only in one of those hits was a extra base hit. He only hit 1 hitter. Had 8 batters fly out and 4 into ground outs. We now have a new pitcher here for the Gothic Knights. Number 19, Brandon Cool. Kevin Reyes now batting here for the Gothic Knights, or for the Bears, as the Gothic Knights now have a new pitcher, Brandon Cool. First pitch there by Reyes, makes contact with it, and will be caught by McLaughlin for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, third baseman, number 29, Anthony Palermo.
Palermo now comes to the plate, batting .292 on the year, and in this game, he's 0 for 3. First pitch is a ball. And then Schwartz stole second on that play. Another ball, 2 balls, no strikes to Palermo.
No, he said whoever's in here, get him out. Get on out of here.
Check swing, he did not go, ball 3. Oh, never mind, called that a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. High, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Full count now to Palermo. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cool readies and pitches. Foul ball. Count remains full. Contact there by Palermo. Caught in right field for the second out.
Now batting, the catcher, number 18, Michael Ryan.
Michael Ryan now comes to the plate, batting .227 on the year. That catch was by O'Donnell in right center for the second out. Ryan now batting. Schwartz is on second. First pitch from Cool is a strike. Fouled that pitch off. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here for the Bears. In the top of the 8th, the Gothic Knights lead by 16 nothing. In the pitch, Schwartz steals easily to third. Ryan now has a 1-2 count. In the pitch from Cool. Ryan knew it. He ducked on the off-speed pitch because it looked like it was going to hit him, but then it curved in for a strike to end the inning. St. Joe's, no runs, no hits. Left 1 on as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Gothic Knights lead by 16 nothing. Back here in the bottom of the 8th, Gothic Knights lead 16-0 as Corsi is now at bat. Ball 3 as that one's high and inside. And Corsi gets out of the way. New pitcher as well for the Bears, Daniel Egan, right-handed pitcher from Valley Stream, New York. Strike 1. Count is now 3-1. On the year, Egan has a 6.84 ERA, is 0-5, and has appeared now in 8 games and started in 5. Of course, he makes contact with that one as the center fielder, number 1, Justice Acosta, makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
Just the center fielder and the pitcher.
Mike Albunia is now batting here for the Bears. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Albunia. He's catching today for Jan Castellano. Has 5 at-bats, 2 hits, and 2 RBI. 2 balls, 1 strike to Albunia, who on the year is batting .250. In the pitcher, Megan. Outside, 3-1. Gothic Knights lead 16-0 after they scored 3 runs in the 4th, 6 in the 5th, and then scored 2 runs in the 1st and the 3rd and the 6th, and added a run in the 7th. As Albunia walks there. Now batting,
the center fielder.
number 2, Jesse Kraft. Jesse Kraft is 1 for 5 today as he takes that first pitch for a strike. Egan readies and throws. Low ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kraft. In the pitch. High fly ball. Right fielder makes that catch for the second out of the inning. Sean Gibney. Never mind. Jan Castellano.
Now batting, number 15, Jan Castellano.
Jan Castellano is now pinch hitting here for the Gothic Knights as he grounds to short, and the shortstop steps on second base to end the inning. After 8 innings, Gothic Knights lead by 16-0. Here in the top of the ninth, Jesse Kraft is now pitching for the Gothic Knights, and Gonzalez is at bat for St. Joe's. Michael Gonzalez swung at the first pitch, swings at the second pitch. Count is now 0-2. Gothic Knights lead by 16. 16-0 here from the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Center, as Gonzalez follows that one off.
So far, yeah.
St. Joe's has left 7 runners on base. Gothic Knights have left 15 on base, but have scored 16 runs. Count is now 1-2. Gonzalez strikes out swinging for the first out here in the top of the 9th inning.
Now batting, number 26, Daniel Egan. Just batting. It's the noise that gets you.
I was over there. I was like,
Egan is now batting here for the Bears with the count 1-2. Foul 2 balls off. Kraft readies in the off-speed pitch as a strikeout, looking Egan down on strikes. Kraft has struck out both
Number 1, Justice
batters he has faced so far, as number 1 comes to the plate. Justice Acosta will be his second at bat. He walked in his first at bat. In the pitch, contact to left center. Center fielder comes in. McLaughlin gets the pitch, and the side is retired in order. Gothic Knights win 16-0. They improve to 17-11 on the year. St. Joseph's Brooklyn falls to 3-24 on the year. Now have lost 3 in a row. Gothic Knights have won 2 in a row as they take on Montclair State at home tomorrow at 3:30 before going to Montclair on Friday. And then they will face TCNJ on Saturday in a NJAC doubleheader. That's all from here for Phil Nagley signing off from Gothic Vision. Again, the Gothic Knights win this game 16-0, and they'll take on Montclair tomorrow at home before then going on the road to facing Montclair on the road, and then the doubleheader against TCNJ will be streamed on Saturday.